Hey,
Today.
how are you guys doing? Hopefully, you had a good week. Remember, your weeks are in your control, your days are. Set yourself up for success. Nothing happens by accident. If you're trying to eat better, if you're trying to get that, get that training in there, you're supposed to be doing the recovery, all the things that we need to do to be living that healthy lifestyle, because it's not just about the miles. We can't be myopic about that. Yes, running is our passion, but a healthy lifestyle needs to be the umbrella that's under. Everything has to be under that, because our health is our most important thing. We know that. So everything that we do needs to be going towards that. And just checking to see if it's live. It is
Yep, it's
live.
all live. We're good. We're good. We're playing. So, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I can turn that off to make sure.
You have to actually turn it off.
There we go. Okay.
All right.
So, a little scrambling here this morning. We had a little excitement with our new addition to the family, but that's not really the topic of conversation today. We're going to talk about some stuff we've been going through about just stretching mobility. Again, our goal is to stay injury resilient by eating healthy food, stretching, and doing strength training. As we get older, we got to do these things, right? So that's kind of why we keep stressing this each week.
It's strength and mobility. We're not really, flexibility is a part of it, but mobility is a big part of it. That's that full range of motion through your joints. We need that in key areas. With running, we think about our legs. That's and our hips, our ankles, and all that. But we talked about shoulder. Shoulder mobility is a huge thing with that's going to help our running, but also our daily functions. It's about getting older. That's inevitable or whatever, but we want to still be able to do all the things we want to do. We want to have autonomy. We want to be able to lift things, move things, do all these things. Your thoracic spine is what we're going to be talking about today. That's the biggest part of your spine. It has the most, it flexes, extends, rotation is its biggest movement pattern, but it keeps you upright. It keeps you upright. It helps with your breathing, and our posture. Those are critical to running. We know when you start to collapse, when you start to get fatigued or whatever, that collapses your space there. That's the less that your diaphragm has to move to get that space, to get that oxygen, to get that energy. Oxygen is energy. Remember that. So breathing is a huge part of it. Being able to have the strength and the mobility to be able to be upright, to be able to have that right running form. This is all part of it. We can't, like I said, we can't just look at the miles. We can't just be focused on that. It has to be our body moving, and we want it to move well.
Right. Again, as we get older, as we talk about this, our lifestyle today, traditionally now, is we're sitting way too much. And so this is why we got to be reminded, which is why we do these each week, of our different exercises. And the thoracic mobility is a critical one, right? Because like Patty just said, so we can turn, move, because it does impact our running. Mm-hmm. So we are focused on this now as well. And so we went to the gym yesterday, made some videos, and we had some tech issues here, but we're gonna be fine with that. We're gonna be able to show you guys some stuff. So with that, we'll go.
And I am working on my mobility.
Yeah, we are both a work in progress.
I am not. I'm showing you what I am doing to get better at, because I need it too. I need to work on this. It's a work in progress. I do not have the full to show you the amazing ones that you see if you Google some of these things. How these people that have extreme mobility, that is not either one of us.
Yeah,
but we are working on it.
Exactly, and that's the bottom line. That's why we do this, to hold us accountable and to hold you guys accountable, to remind you guys of just that little bit of nudge to say, okay, I got to make sure I'm focusing on this, right? So because we are as well.
A lot of it's body weight. Most of it's body weight, very little equipment. And it's a few minutes. If you do this every day, make this part of it. Pick an area, do a few minutes each day. You will be shocked at how it will build upon itself or whatever. And remember, it all makes you a better runner, a more efficient runner, and it makes running just a little bit easier.
Yeah, exactly. So today we'll go through these as we do each week. As we always say, this is not medical advice. We're sharing with you guys research that we do and then exercises that we do. Take it for what it's worth. Do your own research. Think for yourself. Please think for yourself.
You know what is best.
You know what's best for you, and consult whoever you feel you need to. Right. We're guiding you guys for stuff that we do. If, of course, you want to talk to us, we always talk about that each week. We're open to sharing some things with you guys. But when your body and mind will feel relaxed when you do these thoracic spine exercises. It really will. And so that's why we're doing this today. So last week we talked about the shoulder mobility, and because we were scrambling so much here, I did not finish the rest of these slides, so I'm going to skip right through that. So see, I didn't even delete this stuff. We just celebrated Patty's 3-year run streak. She's still going strong. Again, I just did not get a chance to clean up a lot of these things. But anyway, today we're going to talk about the thoracic spine mobility exercise specifically for runners, right? And first we're going to talk about is the foam roller. So go ahead. I'm going to have to queue up a couple of things here just as we work around some.
So this is something that I told you to be able to run every day for 3 years. Foam rolling had to be part of my thing. This is the best way to, if you like to crack your back. I start foam rolling remember your thoracic is from your neck to your shoulder blades. So you don't want to go above that. You don't want to foam roll your neck. You don't want to foam roll your lower back. It's a.
Hold on, we're a little bit. Our slides are a little bit out of line here, but keep going.
Distracting.
I know.
A little distracting. But anyways, that's you on a foam roller. I roll slowly a couple times, and your whole back will crack, and it feels amazing. And then I do these little extensions. So.
Bear with me 1 second here. Again, we've just got a little bit of because we.
It's okay.
It's all good though. Yeah. So bear with me 1 second here now. Okay, there we go.
There's the window.
There's the one we want right there. Okay, so now this is the one we did yesterday. We shot this at the gym.
So I just, like I said, I'm gonna roll to you're not rolling all the way down your back. You're stopping right where your shoulder blades are, where they end.
Where they end right there. Yep. You can see
you don't want your
right
lower
there.
spine. And then you just do little extensions. Now you don't want to exaggerate your neck back. You want to think of actually pushing your head towards the floor, not rounding your neck, because you don't want to put any pressure on your neck too. Some people do this without supporting I like to have my neck supported. So it's just little, that's just the first part of it. That's the foam rolling part of it. And then you can kind of plant yourself and just, like I said, I'm on my mobility. I don't have the mobility to go back any further than that, but that is what gives that stretch. And you just kind of move it a little bit and keep doing that. But think of your head going down. And that will give you, it actually feels amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, even if you just did that every morning, that would go to a lot of helping with your posture, helping to be able to stand up straight. Remember that your thoracic spine keeps you upright. It keeps you having that tall, being tall when you're in your posture. So your diaphragm has can get you those full breaths.
So the next thing we want to talk about is the open book. So here's a picture here of, and I'm going to pull the video up. And again, unfortunately, we just had a couple of things here, but it's all good.
Yeah. So this is something, if you've had any physical therapy, stuff like that, you probably have it. You've seen these, but this is one that's another one that I do every day that feels really good. Now, with this, you want to make sure that you are thinking about moving your thoracic spine. When you're doing any of these things, this is for your thoracic spine. I'm not extending. It's not my arm that's moving me. It's my thoracic spine. It's my spine that's moving me. So when you think about it that way, that's what gives you that full extension. It's not my arm doing that. I'm getting that extension through my back.
See notice how Patty's her knee is on that foam roll right there. So it's a little bit above the ground, but that doesn't move. And that's the key thing. A lot of you guys are going to have problems with that raising up. That's okay. It just depends on your flexibility, but try as much as you can to keep that down.
Yeah. And like I said, it's go to where when I had my shoulder injury, I could go to the right there. That's as far. That's how I had to work on, because your shoulder is affected by your thoracic spine. It's all connected. So you can't have one without the other, but those will, do that on each side, do 5 to 8 of those, those rotations, and it'll do a lot to stretch all that back and make you feel better.
Yeah. So that's the open book. That's the next one we do. The one we do next is the traditional. You've heard of this one.
Yeah. If you've ever done any yoga, cat-cow is definitely one that is probably that you're familiar with. I'm sure you have done. There's just a little thing that you see a lot of people do that you want to kind of be mindful of to really have it be for that thoracic spine that we're talking about. So you kind of round. When you come up, though, you see a lot of people put their head all the way up, and that's that neck. You don't want the neck. You really want to focus on your back. So you don't need your head to come completely up and crank your neck. That's not what it's needed. You think of lifting your back. So focus on the movement that's supposed to be happening, lifting that spine. So, and like I said, you don't need to crank your neck all the way up.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the cat-cow.
And you can do, like I said, 5 to 8, back and forth, doing the, each movement counts as one, and that's, like I said, another thing that really feels good. If you've done it in yoga, it feels really good, and it's just like helps with that. You've probably done these before too, band pull aparts. It's just opening kind of, our thoracic spine has a lot of different movements that it has, but you also have it's part of your shoulders, part of your this is all being connected over, but pulling that apart, expanding that. And once again, you want to think of, it's not necessarily your arms pulling apart, it's your scapula, like, shoulder blades movement in that. When you can think about the movements that you're supposed to be having in these, that is what's going to allow the movement to be what it's supposed to be.
Right. So like Patty just said, you really want to focus and do these slow and concentrate on the muscle, or slow and control. Don't worry about the weight or anything else. It's more about the form and the muscles, or whatever you're trying to stretch. You got to focus on that, because that's going to get you the most benefit. And it can take much to get this to.
Yeah. And we're like 5 to 8 reps. You're not having to do 20 of these. It's just those ones to, like I said, you're pulling when you need to have that being able to do that with your that scapular retraction is really important in a lot of movements that we do. And like I said, in better posture, better being upright, all of those things.
Yeah, and then that band, quite frankly, is something we got on Amazon for just a couple bucks. So those are really inexpensive. Mm-hmm. So this next one really isn't much of a video. I've got one here, but we're just the image shows it all. You're just holding above your head. You're doing what's called the overhead opener.
Okay,
and that is good for.
Yeah, that's another thing for your thoracic spine. But what you want to do, you want to actually, my hands are working to move upward, and chest is working to push down. So it's kind of it's not a big movement. My chest is coming down while my arms, my hands are trying to move up. That is what, and that you really, really feel in your upper back, and it feels really good if you do that stretch.
Yeah, and again, that's a little movement, just that little bit of moving your hands, trying to crawl up that pole right there, or even a wall, wherever you're at, will do. It's shocking, some of these small things, how much of a difference they make. Yeah. For me, I say that.
And like I said, chest going down, arms going up. You're not going to be able to go up very far, depending on how your, like I said, your mobility is. But that will give you a really, really good stretch in your upper back.
Yeah. This one, the quadriloop reach with rotation. This is an interesting one.
And quadriloop, I don't think you
spelled it right. It did not come up with my spell check. Anyway, who cares? That's fine.
That's all right.
We're not about this. You guys know what we mean here. So let me just pull this up.
That is always a strange word that gets people.
Yeah.
That's going to bug me, but that's okay.
Well, I'll fix it. It doesn't matter.
All right. So this, now I should be able to, if I had better rotation, I should be able to actually look up, have everything come up to where I am at a more of a 90-degree angle. As you can see, not there. Working on it, working on it, working on it. Not there yet. But this is another thing. Being set back on my heels, I should be sitting back on my heels. I think you got the wrong.
No, that's the one.
Oh, okay. But do where you're at. You can do this without, you don't actually need the cable. You can just do it with your arm, just do your elbow, get your elbow up, but do that rotation.
Yeah. So that is the quadrille, which is spelled wrong. And then the next one is, quite frankly, again, I've got a video, but there's really no need for it. You're just going to hang as best you can. If you've got a pull-up bar or something you can hang from. Now, we actually purchased one on Amazon. How much was that?
I think it was like $55.
Okay, so not that expensive, a little bit, but it wasn't crazy. And the point is, well, actually, I'm not sharing my screen. Let me share my screen here to show you this one. It's just we're just hanging. Patty's just hanging out.
It's, we were outside, so this one I was where the grips are, but you can play around with this, especially if you have a bar. You can do closer grips, you can do underhand, you can do overhand. All of those things, this not decompresses your whole entire spine. It feels amazing. You need grip strength. Grip strength is really important. So if you have something to hang on, this is something that you should do every day.
Yeah.
And you can practice doing, it's a little harder than you think. I'm up to a minute. Now I can add weight. You can have a weight belt and have plates, attached to you to add.
But don't start with that.
Weight. But yeah, you're not starting with that. You're going to start with your own body. You're going to start probably with 30 seconds or 20 seconds and then keep building up to that. But it stretches out everything and your shoulder for your shoulder and mobility. It's a huge part of it. So this is one that kind of checks a lot of boxes, but super, super important. Makes you feel amazing afterwards and will definitely help if you sit at a computer all day long. If you have the ability to get up and do this multiple times for the day, you will have much, much better movement.
So that one that we bought, we hang in the frame. It's actually a redesigned one from the ones you've probably seen years ago. It's much better quality, much better engineering went into it.
And it holds him.
And it holds me, and I can do pull-ups on it. But what's fascinating is, I would like Patty just mentioned, we will hang on it from the morning. It's one of the best things you can do in the morning. Just don't do a pull-up, just hang there and do it. And if you can't even do 10 seconds, just try as long as you can. But obviously use common sense. If there's something hurting, then stop. But that's going to really...
if it's too much to hang, you can have, you can have
Keep
your feet on the
ground
exactly. Or whatever, and just at least get the full stretch out of it.
Exactly. You can still do that with your feet on the ground. Just kind of inch back, and you can just feel how that's going to work, and then let your body go as much as your body will allow. You would be shocked at how much you're going to hear your back crack for sure. I guarantee that. So
that and the foam roller.
And the foam roller. Exactly. Definitely. So that's really it for today. We want to show these exercises that we're getting, guys. We're a work in progress, as we always are, right, with this stuff. However, as we say each week, we're in our 50s and we are focused on this like a laser beam because we want to make sure that we have mobility, we have strength, and we have the right nutrition so we can keep running as we age, because we all love running so much, right? So as we say each week, if you guys are struggling or stuck, if you guys want that little bit of help just getting going, because it really starts with your nutrition. All this stuff builds on that, because if you're eating all the wrong stuff, this other stuff's it's going to help, but you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck for what you're eating. And that's why we focus so much on that. We're going to go back to the kitchen here next week. Well, the next couple of weeks, we're doing more of these exercises, but we're going to film some recipes next week, I believe.
Yeah, we had a good one coming up that I just made the other night, and it was amazing.
Yeah, it was really good.
Really good.
Oh my God, it was so good. But we'll share that with you guys here, so that'll be a good one. But yes, if you guys want, just go to just go to runtips.us/call. That's runtips.us/call. And that will just redirect you to our calendar where you can set up a time. Again, there's no obligation, there's no cost for this. we put this out there because we know that so many people struggle with getting started, and they start and they stop and they start and they stop, and it's frustrating.
We know feeling overwhelmed will stop you from doing anything. And you have to do this stuff. So whatever it is, if you need a little push, if you need whatever, if you just need, you got to get your nutrition on board. You can't, a lot of runners get away with having crappy diets.
When we were younger, we did.
You don't want to get away with that. It's not, you're asking your body to do a lot. Celebrate it for the fact that it can run those miles, it can run those races, it can do all those workouts. So you got to honor it by putting good things in it, hydrating well, recovering well, doing all part of it. I know it sounds like a lot, but once you start doing it, you realize this is the most important work you'll do.
Right. And you're going to feel so much better because it comes down to how you feel, right? You will feel so much better. That's why the strength training adds to it, and the mobility, right? All those stretching things. Since we've been focused on it, we feel much better. And again, we're getting older. But we want to make sure we keep feeling this way as we age, right? And getting stronger so we keep running. All this stuff combines together.
Yeah. You want to be able to keep doing those things that you love, being able to travel, being able to go on doing those excursions. You don't want to be the people sitting on, if you do cruises, sitting on the boat going, yeah, no, we can't.
Yeah.
I can't walk that far. I can't do that far. None of us are in that category, but we have to keep doing those things. It can't just be running the miles. It can't.
Right. We did that. We were younger. We got away with it. But now as we're getting older, it's blatantly obvious.
And when you put all this together, you know what? It makes the running easier. It makes the running better. It makes you a better runner. And it's going to give you, like I said, your day-to-day activities. You shouldn't have. The reason why people have lower back pain, people have all this stuff because they don't have the strength and the mobility in the areas that they need to. A lot of that stuff can be prevented, or at least, you can make yourself as resilient as possible against it. So that's what our goal is there.
So hopefully you guys found this helpful. For those of you who are watching the replay, again, you can go to runtips.us/call. It's on the bottom of the screen there on the ticker if you guys want some help. But we want to give you guys that little bit of information. Go enjoy your weekend. Try to be conscious of this. Add this into your routine. Do your research. Just that little bit. Just a couple of those stretches, man. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. So that's what we do, at least. Again, do your own research, as we say all the time.
But have an awesome day. You absolutely deserve it. And we'll see you next week.
See you guys.
Bye now.